everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela here again today, and very excited to bring you a tour of my craft room. So I'm doing this with my hand, so I'm sorry that it's moving a little bit. I thought that I would share this today and give you a little bit of a background. Been crafting now for 4 years. I can't believe how quick that's gone. And I sort of outgrew the bedroom that I was using when my son moved out. So I thought about it quite a lot and planned a lot according to what I really need. Now, everybody's different. I need quite an organized space, and that's because where we are in the UK, well, everywhere in the UK pretty much, we have much smaller spaces to work with. Our rooms are a lot smaller. Now, my room is about 10.5 feet by 11.5 feet, there or thereabouts. And I really needed to make sure that I used every little centimeter of space available to me in the best possible way. So what I share with you today is really just what works for me, and I know that everybody's different. So I'm going to take you through and show you what it looks like. I hope that you're going to enjoy it. Okay, so here is the entrance to my room. That's the door, which still needs to be painted. There are lots of things that haven't been completed, but I'm working in it at the moment. And I mean, besides things that you wouldn't know, like electrics, new light fitting, and a couple of things, you know, it's good to go. So really, I need a new carpet as well, so don't look at these things too closely. Right, so first as we come in, and I'm going to try and go as slow as possible, I have my trolley. This is an IKEA trolley. It just stores my Tim Holtz trimmer, which I love, the Deckled Ed ones, my paper trimmer, which I don't use that much. I've got an extension lead if I need it for anything, and then just my scoreboard and my envelope. So there's not much on there, but I can pull it to my workstation, which is up front. Now I'm going to stand over here for the minute, and I'm going to sort of pan around. You can see, and I'll show you the detail of what's in the various sections. I've got this bit against the wall here, and if you have a look, you'll see I've got these units that are on top of drawers and cupboards. So that's the one wall. Like that. All right, then if you come to where I sit and film, you'll see I've got my little telly there. I've got my window, and that's the view to the park, which is looking a bit grim because it is winter. You can see it's pretty narrow. It's only about 2 meters across, and then if I move very carefully, trying not to make you dizzy, you can see in the corner, this is where I sit, and then this is just where I film and where I do all my creating. And then I've got this other side of the wall, so it's like a U shape. That's my sewing machine there. And then I've got these built-in cupboards. And then to go back to the beginning again, that's from what I had before, which I needed for those extra units. All right, so there's still, that's the overview. It's like a U shape, as I say, and it works for me, and I can find everything. Now, I did have all these boxes, all these baskets, as well as a lot of containers beforehand, which did make this transition really easy. And so, you know, it wasn't difficult, but I needed to have an ordered space. My wardrobe before was a wardrobe, and this wardrobe is not a wardrobe, it's fully shelved, so it's far better for me, and actually I've got space to put other things. Can you believe it? Anyway, so this is where these are the IKEA units, and I had 2 large ones before, which I use in my other room, because when I'm packing parcels and all the other bits and pieces, I need to store all my packaging and stuff, so I have managed to use those down there. So nothing is lost. Right, so this is where I put my cardstock. I've just divided it into the darker colors and the pastel. This is where I put all the scraps, so anything that I'm working with or that I've got smaller bits, I take from here first, so I tend to look in there first. This is just glitter paper and yeah, cardstock, and then the cardstock stacks that I like to use as well. I've got the books, the brights and the pastels. So that's the DCWV, which I do like. So that's what I use for all my die cuts and things like that. I've got a nice stash of wallpaper, which I like to use. Yeah, I've collected quite a few. Some of them are really lovely, like Laura Ashley. Most of them are vintage, and I've got a couple that are quite rare, which I don't think I can pick it up at the minute. Right, so I like to use a wallpaper. Then I pretty much label things only when I can't see what it is. So, I've got everything sort of assimilated here. This sort of column of shelves has my vintage paper pads in there, and then as we go further down we have got the loose paper sheets from my scrapbooking days, but I still draw from them and I still use them here and there. So I've got a lot of paper pads, and here's even more, you know. And then it's just a case of cardstock. So this is ivory cardstock. I've got avocado paper in there. Then I've got craft paper and card, more paper pads in there. So yeah, like over on that side, I've got my tea stain paper in the one box. I've got my vellum and parchment paper in the other. The top box is empty, and that's just invoices from buying things. I put them in there for the tax man at the end of the year. And then it's just a case of vintage ephemera text. So where I've got lots of watercolor book pads, and you know, those books that I haven't even used at this point. I draw from them from time to time when I want to use them. That's the sum total of my Tim Holtz collection. Never opened any of it. There it is. You know, I think people doing things and then I buy the stuff, and this is like years ago, and then I never use it, which is, it's not that I don't want to, it's just that it's just finding the time. A lot of the stuff I do use, like I have made projects with that before, so I've got a lot of Prima pads here, which I like. So that's that column. So that's those two over there, and obviously the things that I don't use that much go to the top. And as you can see there, that lot there, along with those at the top there, are my Baking Bliss journals, which I wanted to make and put in the shop. So that's what that is. If I step back a little bit here, this column here are the current projects that I am doing, and this is how I use them. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Each shelf here, for example, this is my Book Lover's Bliss. Everything to do with the Book Lover's Bliss is on the shelf. So I've got the inks that I'm using. These are all my ribbons and fabrics in here, and I use these trays for everything, and you've seen me use these before. So when I'm crafting, I take the stack of 4 to the table there. I've got everything in little containers, so I've just put the scrap book on the top here, but everything is easily you know, to get to. And then this is all the paper. Those are my ephemera that I've all cut out and made with you. And then at the bottom I've got all my lace and things in there. These just click into each other, and I just take them to the table. When I'm finished, I put it all back in there, and it's clean. And it's easy to find. There's my autumn one. That's the other one I haven't done. So that's the Book Lover's Bliss. That's the autumn one. This is going to empty at the moment, but it will be for my new one. And I don't think, the only thing I've got in here, it's also empty, is my craft bag, my personal one. So that goes in there. So that's what that is. So when you look at it further back, you can see that's all my work in progress. Yeah. This one, which I showed you at the start, the bottom here are some of the goodies I've received from some of you. So yeah, I've got some lovely goodies, and I've got more, but just not got everything on display. So that's what that is. Then I've got some journals that are mine and some that I've bought, and then a lot of my own, pretty much. They go right up to the roof. And they're on this wall here because this wall doesn't get any light at any time of the day. So I've always got the worry that the sunlight, which shines to the opposite side, will discolor these. So that's why I have, let me sort of move over. Everything is on that wall. And I've really found this extremely helpful and useful for my organizing. All right, so we've moved away here, and as you can see, my big shot is right next to me on the tabletop here. Just got all my plates and things. These are all my die cuts that I use, and then I've got a switch, which I find really handy. It's just a case of moving it forward and I can work it. It's electric, so it saves me with my carpal tunnel. Right, now at the moment I've got the beautiful butterfly picture here, but I am going to put up my IKEA pegboard, but for the life of me I can't find the little goodies that I need to put behind them, the spaces. I'm missing two, so I need to just see where those have gone. So you'll see if I pan down there, the little goodies are standing there on the side and the boards are behind the door. So that needs to go up here. So and I've got some bunting and stuff I want to put on there. So, you know, often I get cards and things from you guys, which I love. At the moment, they're in little boxes because I need the board to go up so I can put them on there. I want to see them. So that's why at the moment I've just got this picture here. And I love my butterflies. So when I'm crafting, I've got a small telly there. It is small, but it's ample because I can watch what, you know, either television or see what you guys are doing, which is fun. So that's what I've got there. And then if I move over this way, you can see I've got 2.5 meters of desk here, and it's all nice because it's all around where I'm working. So my die cuts over here, I work over there. Those are the vents because I've got the heating, the central heating comes up there. And this is where I film, so that's what you can see. That's my little special area. So things from my children and things like that, and my diary and everything is over there. I've got a light there, which is nice warm light, which I like to put on, and the bird seed is over here because I was expecting the window cleaner to arrive and he didn't arrive. So he's now cancelled for Tuesday, you know. My sewing machine's over here. Let me move this out the way. So I just cover it for dust, but it's not a fancy sewing machine. It's a very basic one. Singer Promise, love it. I've had it for years. Then I've got these lovely pictures on the wall here. Both of these were gifted to me. This is lovely with the butterflies. I think I got that from Carol. I did get that from Carol, and this is where I got this from the ladies, the teachers that I used to work with. So special memories. So that's what's over there. Yeah, so just a nice little corner. And of course, when I'm sitting here, I've got a nice view. And usually that's the trees out there looking a bit bare. But as you can see, this tree here gets full of birds. You can see some of them moving there. All right, this is the base of my big wardrobe unit, or yeah, cupboard unit. I have put in the baskets that were in my IKEA unit before, and I have just labeled them on the various front of because obviously it's fabric, so it won't stick on there. Those are the two slats that need to go into the wall for my unit, my IKEA pegboard. So I'll just show you what some of these things have inside of them. So for example, that's just tripods, nothing exciting. This is just vintage ephemera that I have in here, and a lot of it is in bags and it's labeled, and other is loose. So that's that. I have a large amount of fabric which is all folded in there. lots and lots and lots. Then in this one, it's napkins and doilies, so I've got lots of those. I have actually ordered them, funny enough. They all are pretty, it doesn't look so neat because the doilies are just lying on the top. These are all my metal bits and pieces, so you can't really see in there, but all the little metal charms and things go in there. Now this is interesting. When I am crafting, what I do is I've got my tools in these two caddies, so I just take the tool caddy like this and I put it on the side of me over here, and then everything I need is right there, which leaves my room pretty clean at the end of the day. So that's what that is, and it's got everything that I need in there. And then what I do have, and which I haven't shown you yet, is underneath my desk I've got 2 drawers. So they've got my stencils, my pokey tools, some buttons and things. I've got my brads in there. These are my, as I said, my stencils, and underneath here I've got all my templates. So that's that one. All my little clips and things, spare pair of glasses, distress ink, tapes and things, you know, paper clips, all sorts of goodies in there. So that's what that is. Right, so they're not very wide drawers, they're narrow, but they're everything that I need on hand. All right, there's the bin underneath. I've got a cupboard under here. I can't open it at the moment because of this, but all it is my big typewriter in the corner, and I've got my box with some old kits in it, I think. Yeah, but it's stuff that I don't use very often. So when I'm finished, and sometimes I bring both out, but this is the one I use the most, I just take this back. I usually take both out and then I put them back in there. Sorry, it forces me to keep it all tidy. When I got those out, I have, and let's just move this one down. Those are where I keep all my ribbons, so everything is color coded in here. So for example, ribbon in there, pinks, cream, whatever I want, it's all in there like that. So that's where I store all of that, and it's easy for me to get hold of it. If I want to, I'm not sure what I want, I just take the whole drawer out and I find what I want, and then it can go back in. So that's my sort of way of working, is to have, you know, things that are portable and I can put them all back, and that way I feel better about coming in here to do work. It's more motivating for me. I like to come in when it's tidy, it's more inviting, it makes me want to be in here, and I do spend a large amount of my time in here. Right, so we've got the next shelf then. I've got lots of buttons, jars of little buttons. Let me just see if I'm going, yeah, move that out a bit. Little scrappy bits of fabric and fabric ribbony bits. This is my little scraps of fabric and lace bits. And then again, I've got paper edge bits I've made from scraps, other fabric scraps, washi tapes in here, and those are paper washi paper ribbons. Those are all my gift bags and things that I've got in here if there's a birthday or something. These are pretty much empty, except I've got my Christmas one in there, which I need to just sort out. I've got a Christmas one over there. Then moving up a level, I've got a whole container here of recycled packaging. I hope it's not going to fall down. So if you have a look in there, it's all my recycled packaging. I have actually cut it and stacked it in there, but this one I just shoved on the top earlier. Here we've got tissue paper, which I wrap my journals and things in. And then over here I've got little notebooks and things that I've altered. That's in there. And then printed kits. It's a hanging box with hanging files in there. So kits that I have left over from what I've done, they're all in there. So if I want to go and have a look at them, I can do. I've got my fan. I've got, that's a gift I bought, not a gift, something from Carol that I bought from her shop. And then I have got rolls of satin ribbon that I also got from Carol. And then at the back there, I've got Christmas in a box at the back, which is only once a year, so I'll move that forward. Those are things up there that I don't really use much. So at the back behind there, there's another one, and that's just miscellaneous. I actually think that one has my toilet paper rolls in there, the kitchen rolls in there. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on in there. So that's loads of storage. 6 rows. Now obviously the stuff I use the most is this area, so I've packed it like that accordingly. Okay, so that's that one. Sorry, loose containers at the bottom with another one of those. Those are all empty things except for my crocodile. And then I've got my books over there, and another shelf full of books. And yeah, and then over here I've got all my sort of surplus requirements. I've got lots of art glitter glue, got my hand cream, I've got all the little spongy bits for the you know, the distresser. So everything that's extra or I don't use much, it's in here. Right, so they're all in trays. So also if I'm looking for something specific, I can just take out the tray. So I don't have to delve into the back. I can see what everything is here. So that's what that is. Then moving up another level, I've got a lot of gifts from people like yourselves that have made things for me, and I keep them in here because I don't have space behind. And then just some other bits and pieces. And I got that as a gift as well from Jean. So that's what that is. And then at the very top, I've got my jewelry beads. I've got plasters and rennies because I get a lot of if I'm getting heartburn or cut myself, which I haven't, but you know, I don't want to run downstairs. I have cut myself once before with a needle. So it was actually with my pokey tool, and it was quite a deep cut. So yeah, that's just a pile of leads, and I've even got some Project Life stuff up there. Lots of shelf I don't really use much. So that's what that is. So yeah, lots going on in there. Sorry if that was too fast. Okay, so we are on the home straight now. I'm not going to open up every single thing, just a couple of boxes, but got my stationery bags there. Got lots of those white containers which I got from IKEA, and I had these all before. They've got vintage postcards and things in there. Then I've got some really special journals that I managed to get from people I admire. I keep them in there, probably because they cost me a fortune. So I take them out and look at them, you know, now and then. And then over here I've got cotton seam binding. So for example, that is cotton seam binding, and other cotton like the cotton I sew with. So that's what's in there. And then this particular one has got handmade ephemera that I've made from various projects that you've seen me do. So that's in there. And I've got another one of these that's even more full. Then just a couple of other goodies over there. Nothing. Those 2 white ones are empty. So that's the lid for my bin as well. Okay, back over on this side, I've got another one which got a lot of vintage linens in here, or antiques. And this was gifted to me. I love that. And this is some tatting that was damaged that I bought at a vintage barn place. I've got lots and lots and lots of lovely antique and Irish linen fabrics and things in there, well, like tablecloths and stuff. Then I've got my Avril yarns and some other seam binding in there. So I do love Avril yarn. Lots of that in there. This is full of lace pieces and trims, all bagged from different people that have been very generous and sent me things over the years, and I love keeping them in here. I use this a lot. And then this is my envelopes, old and new, gifted from very kind people that have sent them on, and then just a lot of other ones, and they are actually organized. I've just put this one on the top here, but a lot of them are organized into sizes in there. It doesn't look like it, but they are. And then these are my bags, which are also, I put them in sizes. So yeah, I've got quite a lot of bags in here as well. All right, moving down to the corner here, I got more of these, and these boxes are fabulous. They are amazing. I've got space to put more into the corner there as well. This has, move this over. This one has all my lace, my storage of big lace pieces, where I've got a lot of something that's all in there, and I did a video on this and I find it really useful. So that's what that is. What's this? These are random pieces of paper that I've been given, so I've got them there, and I look at those when I'm looking for paper. Sorry. And then another one of my handmade projects with all the little projects that I've done with you guys in the past, which end up in my journals. Right, so this is the last section now. This is just the drawers. So I've got 6 drawers here, and I've got these lovely antique baubles that a lovely friend of mine, Sam, gave me. They're really heavy, proper baubles, and she hung them on here for me. I love them. So this is just makes my life really easy to work with. So this is everything organized here. So my eyelets, I've got big, small eyelets. These are antique glass beads. My daughter put all these on for me, bless her. I've got buttons, you know, these are antique buttons or vintage. In here, I've got little sequins and things, seed beads. My sequins are behind at the back there, at the bottom. So I've got a whole load of those. I do like to use them from time to time. And then that's my embroidery threads. I don't have that many, but those are the colors I tend to use the most. What's this? Oh, that's just fallen down. Then I've got a lot of embroidery threads and twines and things over here. Got these from Carol. They're absolutely gorgeous. And embroidery needles and things in here. And that my daughter made me from a sock when she was very young. And it's a pin cushion, and I still use it, bless her. And then it's just all sorts of funny little things. I've got crocheted flowers. I've got crocheted doilies. That was from Audrey. Love that. This is a collection of all my paper flowers in here. So I've got them pretty much in color order, different sizes and things. Love those. And as I said, my eyelets. So it's really easy to see this being in a drawer, so I like that. On this side, I've got all my die cuts in colors. So yeah, those are my empty boxes. That was gifted to me from a lovely lady. So yeah, I put them in there. When I want green, I come in here and I find the green. These were Christmas ones. So yeah, that's how I manage those. And then at the bottom are all my stamps and inks. So yeah, I got all my, sorry, the oxides are there. and the distress inks are there, and I tended to move over to oxides when I replace them. So I've just got some random stamps there. These are all Tim Holtz ones. I don't have the binder. And then my inks and some other ones I had from magazines and stuff. So that's that. On this side, these are all the punches I use regularly. So when I can either just take this tray out and put it back, but usually I just grab what I need, and it's close to where I sit, so it's really easy to put back and get. This is all my embossing folders over here, and it's right next to my, my machine right there. It's just close. This is the die cuts I use a lot, and I use this hard toothbrush, which I use to rub out the little bits when they're stuck. So that's what that is. And then below that I've got a couple of others as well. This is a pouch with all the random ones in there. So let me just grip this. So it's a zipper wallet with all the random ones that I have in there that you buy on eBay and everything. That's a magnetic plate, which I've never used. Tried it once and it pushed everything away from each other, and that was the end of that. So that's what I've got in there. In this drawer, those are the rest of my punches, but I don't use them very much. I've got a collection of lovely bits and pieces I got from a lovely lady. Some of my Tim Holtz things. These are just some of my rub-ons and things that go on in here. And then I've got a lot of space in that drawer. And then this one are just sort of my label maker, my glue, and I do go through a lot of glue, and I buy it when it's on an offer. So those are my chipboard pieces, just little embellishment bits. All right, so that's pretty much everything. Oh, the sun's coming out now. Here, as I say, a lovely place to work, and just do what you need to do in the day. All right, everyone, I hope that you've enjoyed that. I hope it didn't make you too dizzy. I will see you guys all again, and let me know what you think. Stay well now. Bye-bye.